We went to college in tandem, and then in our senior year, she died on the Monday of our spring break. She was 2 classes shy of graduating, and the university, I'm happy to say, granted her degree posthumously, and so my mom got her bachelor's degree, which was beautiful, and I didn't. I didn't. I didn't. I couldn't. I had promised my mom that I would go back to school because what happened is I wanted to quit school when my mom got sick. And she said, no, you just have to do this. You're so close. You have to finish and get this degree. And so I said I would. And after she died, I went back. And I had 5 classes to take. And so I went back and I did this whole load of classes. And I was really trying to so hard in those weeks and months right after my mom died to be the good daughter. I had been the good daughter while she was sick. I took care of her. I took care of all the business of dying, all the things that happens after people die, and all the things you have to take care of. And I tried to replace my mom, in my family. And it was only when she died, and I know this too is a really common experience, is that I understood how powerful my mother was, and how impossible it was for anyone else to inhabit the role of the mother in our family. And so I tried to do that for some time, but things pretty quickly disintegrated, and so did I. So I went to school I took those 5 classes, and I did everything except one thing. I did not write one 5-page paper about Nikolai Gogol's short story, The Nose. I could have zipped it off, right, in a few hours, but it was like, I could not do that. And because of that, I didn't get my bachelor's degree. I did go on and get it 6 years later, something I don't write about in Wild, but that's a different story. But I just, by a few months after my mom died, started to kind of, as I said, my family was disintegrating. I started disintegrating too. I was married at the time. And first of all, one of the things I think it was is I didn't understand how monumental grief is and can be. I always was an avid journal keeper, and if you go back and read my journals from those days, a couple months after my mom had died, I'm lamenting. I'm saying things like, I should be over this by now, and really thinking that somehow it's like that I was supposed to have these gigantic feelings and then just move on from them. And one of the great gifts of this time, of this last year with what's happened with Wild, and also the writing I did before that, which has been so much about grief, is just literally the hundreds of thousands of people I've either met or communicated, have received emails from people saying, I know exactly what you mean when you speak of this grief for your mother, because I have this grief for my father or my brother or my wife or child or whatever it is. That, it turns out that grieving can be a really years-long process.